So normally I'd have a bit of a script, and I don't for this video. So I'm gonna go completely off topic and just see how we roll. First up, paperwork. I have got basically my drone license, which is fantastic news. I finished that off today. I've pretty much got 5 days until they approve me or whatever the process is, and then I can fly commercially, which is great. I think the concept for the business will be more introduction shots. I'm not going to move I've talked about this before, but I'm not going to move this business into being a drone business, but I think it will give me a bit more scope for the work, for the projects that I do. I think there's opportunity to still actually do some drone work. I don't think the application or the rules or the laws are particularly easy. Like most laws, they've made it tricky to determine how they're going to run it, but I think that I have a way that will keep both me and my license safe. It's probably not as risky as what other people would do, but that's not how I run. I prefer to keep things safe for people and safe for myself. So yeah, I think that's going to be interesting, and certainly an interesting opening up for the business. Financial wise, I just actually sent out my final, what I presume will be my final invoice for this month, and that actually puts this month relatively good, which in all honesty I'm massively surprised at. I really haven't been working that much this month, and I've really felt like this month was going to be a struggle. The money itself has probably come from 2 main projects. One is completed, and one which I've just invoiced for is a deposit for a bigger project. My now worry is what's happening next month, because it feels even quieter. I guess with all of this, like, the business has always been very hand to mouth. It's not really been that planned. It's pretty much run month to month. So I shouldn't be surprised that we continue to, do what we've been doing. I guess in my head I've been very much focused on trying to build the business to have a backbone, and what I mean by that is to have regular work, and that doesn't seem to be happening at the moment. And perhaps it's just been a case of this month I've been very concentrated on what's not been happening, and therefore haven't really seen what has been happening. I guess the ultimate good financial news is that this is the this is the 5th month that we've actually run over the target that I've set myself as a minimum wage. But it should be noted that this is the amount we're billing, not necessarily the amount we're receiving, because we still have to pay for other pieces. But nevertheless, it's a good indication as to what the business is doing. I think next week I'm going to spend most of the time in the studio, and I should really bring you guys along for that. But what I want to be doing is shooting 2 new products, one of which I've talked around, which is my social media product, but I also want to shoot a very small piece that is basically designed to cut cost as small as possible for people with limited budget. So it'll be interesting to see how that one's going to pan out. I'm actually quite excited about that product, because whilst I think that most of my product lines are good, in fact I think they're very good, they suffer from a problem that they're not targeted to people, and this one will be. I'm basically going to have a whole video which will be boilerplate, but the beginning piece will be targeted to people. It allows us to go out and market that product to specific people. Halloween is also around the corner. I'm ready to go on that, but I've decided that I want to shoot something for it for the business as well. So that's going to be something a bit more creative and a bit more fun, and usually people enjoy those pieces. I've also heard from my favourite Japanese car manufacturer. The guys over at Russia have been editing up the footage that I provide them, and to be honest, it looks pretty good. That makes me sound really cynical, but it's always a worry when you give your footage to someone as to how they're going to use it. And even though I can't understand a word they're saying, it's actually really cool what they've come up with. So I can't wait to see that one go live. Hopefully they're going to show me what the final product is, but the draft looks schmicko. Anyway, that's probably about all for me. I think it's really interesting how this month has been a complete downer up until the 28th of the month. And then I'm like, come on, this is looking pretty good. And I guess that's what's important about these videos, is that it's a good time to reflect, because sometimes you feel really bad about your business, and other times it just suddenly turns around like that, and it's astonishing. Anyway, I've probably rambled on way too much as usual. As ever, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like the content that I'm putting out in my business, you're interested about the story, because we've only got a month to go until we find out whether I'm staying on or not, click the subscribe button. And as ever, thanks for watching, guys.